Imagine your mind as a wild horse, powerful, unpredictable, capable of carrying you to greatness or throwing you into the dust if you lose control. Every thought, every fear, every impulse is a pull on its reins. Most people never learn to ride it. They let it run free, taking them wherever it pleases. But the few who do, they become masters of life itself. This story isn't T about controlling the world around you. It's about taming the world within you. There was once a regular man who woke up every day feeling like the world was too heavy for him to carry. He had big dreams, but they lived behind a fog of doubt. His mornings began with the same thoughts that crushed his spirit the night before. You were not enough. You've failed before. You'll fail again. He wasn't lazy or weak. He was simply a prisoner of his own mind. One day, sitting on a park bench, he watched runners pass by. Something inside him finally woke up. He realized they weren't just training their bodies, they were training their minds to push past pain, past excuses, past comfort. He thought, what if I trained my mind the same way? What if I stopped feeding it fear and started feeding it focus? That night, he made a promise to himself, not to change the world, but to start a war against the voice that had controlled him for years. The voice that whispered, "You can't." At first, the battle was silent. He began with small things, waking up without hitting snooze, finishing tasks he used to abandon, holding his thoughts when anger tried to take over. Every act of discipline was a tiny rebellion. But the mind doesn't surrender easily. It fights back. Days of feeling unstoppable were followed by nights where doubt crawled back into his head like an old ghost. Yet this time, he didn't run. He learned to sit with the discomfort, to observe it, to understand that his thoughts were not facts. They were just echoes of old fears. One morning, he looked in the mirror, not at his face, but at the man behind his eyes, the one who had been at war with himself. And he realized something. The mind doesn't need to be defeated. It needs to be guided. See, your mind is like a mirror. It reflects whatever you feed it. Show it fear, it becomes your enemy. Show it purpose, it becomes your ally. The difference between chaos and clarity lies in a single habit: awareness. Most people react to life. They get angry, scared, they quit, without ever asking why. But those who train their minds learn to pause between emotion and action. That pause is where growth begins. Training your mind isn't about ignoring reality. It's about understanding that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer behind them, the one who decides which thoughts deserve power and which deserve silence. There was a time when the man's mind told him, "You'll never make it." Now, when that voice tries to speak, he smiles, because he knows the voice is no longer in control. He is. Every morning he runs, not from his problems, but toward a stronger version of himself. The air burns his lungs, his legs ache, but his mind is calm. He's learned that pain isn't a punishment, it's a teacher. Every challenge is a classroom. He doesn't chase happiness anymore. He chases mastery over his emotions, his reactions, his focus. Happiness, he's realized, is just the side effect of a disciplined mind. And you, yes, you listening, have the same power. Your mind is the architect of your reality. It can build palaces of peace or prisons of pain. You must choose what to build. So start small. Wake up before your excuses do. Sit in silence and listen to what your mind is trying to tell you. Watch your thoughts without judgment. When fear speaks, question it. When anger rises, understand it. When laziness whispers, act. Every time you choose awareness over impulse, your mind grows stronger. One day you'll notice that the things that used to control you, fear, stress, doubt, start to lose their power. You will handle problems that once overwhelmed you because you've retrained the only thing that ever truly mattered: your mind. The man from our story still lives an ordinary life, but there's nothing ordinary about his peace. His mind, once a battlefield, has become a temple. The world outside will always test you, but if your mind is steady, no storm can shake you. That's what true power looks like. Not control over others, but control over yourself. So if you ever feel lost, remember this: the mind is both your greatest enemy and your greatest friend. It will destroy you if you leave it untrained. But if you guide it, nurture it, and challenge it, it will open doors you never imagined. Train your mind before it trains you, because in the end, life isn't about winning battles out there. It's about mastering the one within. When you do, the world won't change, but you will, and that will be enough. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on mastering your inner world. See you in the next one.